What's up everyone, this is FP6 bringing you some more Go Battle League battles here in the Kanto Cup, and in today's video we're going to be showcasing a team that I've been running for a while that is really powerful and has given me a lot of wins in the Kanto Cup. Now right off the bat you've probably noticed this team does have XL Lickitung on it, as well as a Shadow Hypno. If you don't have XL Lickitung, you could consider running Snorlax, especially having access to Superpower is really nice, and non-Shadow Hypno works just as well, but you could consider running a Thunder Punch and Shadow Punch as the moveset of choice there. So let's jump right into these battles and kind of talk through what's going on. Let me know down in the comments what team you've been running in the Kanto Cup. Alolan Raticate is a very tough lead for this team, kind of a core breaker for the team because Lickitung struggles against it and Hypno really struggles against it. So I'm forced to stay in here. They get the defense fell off of the first crunch, which is really unfortunate. You will see in a future matchup in this video, the zero shield scenario of Lickitung against Alolan Raticate is surprisingly not that bad if you can get 3 body slams off on the Alolan Rat. The unfortunate thing about this defense fell is that the Alolan Raticate's going to be able to farm me all the way down. I'm forced to bring in PIDGEOT here and commit to the farm down. I'm just hoping whatever's in the back is going to be weak to Hypno once we get this Raticate off the field. They end up bringing in a Blastoise, so I'm going to go straight for the Brave Bird, and they do end up correctly shielding that. Nice play on their part. This is where having Shadow Hypno is pretty nice because these confusions chunk a little bit more on the Blastoise, and I'm trying to put it in a range where one Thunder Punch will knock it out. That's going to give me, unfortunately they're going to be able to get to another Hydro Cannon here, so I am forced to shield this up. And out comes Eradicate once again. I'm able to farm it down. They're not able to get to a move, and in the back they have a purified Poliwhirl. This was actually a big surprise to me. I'm going to go straight for this Thunder Punch here. And this will hit for super effective damage. I swap into my Pidgeot to hopefully catch a move, but they are purified, and look what they're running. They are running Return. Can I confusion down this Poliwhirl before they get to another Return? What move is this? Did they farm up enough? They got to 2 returns. Amazing energy management from my opponent, and they're able to take that game. Lickitung into Alolan Ninetales, and it is running Charm. Lickitung in the lead because of its bulk really has favorable matchups with a lot of things, especially in the Zero Shield. So oftentimes I end up just staying in and sacrificing the lead and potentially setting myself up for a farm down with either Hypno or Pidgeot in the back. So we're able to win the lead there pretty straightforward. Out comes a Kanto Sandslash, another really spicy pick. They throw immediately. I was going to try to build up to the Power Whip, but they do take me out. That's okay. Pidgeot is a pretty solid response to this, and a Rhydon in the back. I'm able to align my Hypno with this. The confusion damage is really chunking this Rhydon. Rhydon is a very interesting pick in the Kanto Cup if you're finding that you're running into a lot of Alolan Mucks and Alolan Grimers, as well as like Alolan Marowak. You're able to hit for very strong, super effective Mud Slap damage with the Rhydon. Gonna go straight for the Fire Punch here because ground does not resist fire. Now this Kanto Sandslash, also it's shiny, so a very cool pick from my opponent here, is running Earthquake and Night Slash. So all it can really do here is throw Night Slashes at my Pidgeot, and it definitely cannot farm me down because the Mud Shots are doing pretty much no damage, so we're able to take that game there. Good game. Shadow Magneton in the lead, another core breaker for the team. It has play against Hypno, and it totally walls Pidgeot. So I need to make sure that Lickitung handles this no problem. I knew that they were just going for the Magnet Bomb there, so I no-shielded. If they would have built up to Zap Cannon, potentially I would have respected that. They catch on their Pidgeot. Nice play. This puts me in a really awkward scenario here. I'm going to mirror with my own Pidgeot because I know that Hypno on the Magneton is more favorable for me. If they Brave Bird me here, nice play on their part, and they do go for the Brave Bird. Oh my goodness. So now I'm forced to farm down with the Hypno, and I'm able to get an energy advantage, so when that Magneton comes back in, I will have Fire Punches ready for it. They end up bringing in the Magneton once again. And this thing is so glassy that I'm realizing that I can most likely just shield and farm this thing all the way down. They get to 2 magnet bombs here. This is most likely going to be doing the most damage, so I will shield and farm this down. In the back is a Kanto Marowak Purified. These were some crazy spicy teams that I ran into around the 2800 rating range here in the Go Battle League. So I'm just throwing straight Fire Punch. Marowak is surprisingly tanky there. Gonna swap the Lickitung here and try to I don't throw a move there because I need to guarantee that my Hypno can farm this down. I do not want that Magneton getting an energy advantage, so that's why I did not throw. They're going straight Bone Club, and I am going to be able to barely confusion down the Magneton and take the game there. Good game. Lickitung into Hypno, very favorable lead. We want to maintain alignment here. Out comes Blastoise. Man, Blastoise is such a solid safe swap in this cup. In my sets today, I was swapping Blastoise, and I kept getting punished by grass types, so people in my elo range have really recognized the power of Blastoise safe swap. And I was very surprised in this matchup. This Blastoise is able to get to a second Hydro Cannon. So I quickly learned that the Blastoise safe swap with this team is very awkward to deal with. I had to go down a shield, and I hardly have any health or energy coming out of this. I do still have alignment, though. In the back is a Machamp, and I'm going to be able to get my Pidgeot on that and hit for super effective damage. They could have potentially baited with Cross Chop, and they still might have had some play there, but favorable alignment for me. This team comp, I am weak to fighters in the lead, and then in the back I have 2 anti-fighters. This was a very unfortunate game here. It looked like my opponent was lagging, so I stopped tapping for some split seconds of time, and then some of the fast moves all like catch up very, very quickly. So it was difficult for me to know how much energy my opponent actually had, and I'm sure they were thinking the same thing because it probably wasn't showing all of my energy on their screen as well. Always unfortunate when this happens in Go Battle League, but my general rule of thumb is like don't ever blame the player, blame the game when it's lagging like that. So in general, just keep tapping. I've been on the negative end of lag many times, and it's always unfortunate. So, but it never feels good when it ends up happening to your opponent as well. I'm going to be able to farm with my Lickitung very heavily here. And they did have the Shadow Machamp in the lead. I have a lot of energy here with the Lickitung. Their Alolan Sandslash was running Shadow Claw as well. Going to throw another Body Slam here to get rid of the Shadow Machamp. And in the back is another Alolan Sandslash Bro, Sandshrew here. Running Powder Snow, and it does have access to Night Slash, so this again is where Fire Punch is nice because you hit for double super effective damage and able to handle those ice types there. Lickitung into Dragonair, neutral lead once again. Lick and Dragon Breath both are a 1-turn move. And you can see the bulk of Lickitung just really outpacing this Dragonair here. They threw an Aqua Tail, which I was totally fine with. I should be able to get to 2 Body Slams here. I get 1 shield. We CMP tie right here, and I had a feeling that I would barely survive this. And I do survive it. Able to get to another Body Slam here. You get to Body Slam at the same rate that Dragonair gets the Aqua Tail. They are forced to swap out, and now I have a Pidgeot switch locked against a Hex Alolan Marowak. This could not be any better. They're hitting for double resisted damage, and they're not even bluffing the Fire Blast, so I'm in a really comfortable position here. I'm farming up a lot of energy, and then I do want some energy coming out of this matchup, so I will throw the Feather Dance right here and just see what they want to do. No way they're going to shield. Down goes the AWAC, and in the back is a Slowbro. Pretty cool team from my opponent. I'm going straight for the Brave Bird here. And this is where Hypno has a lot of play because you are able to hit for super effective damage with Hypno's charge moves. Whether you're running Thunder Punch or Shadow Ball, Hypno seems to be the premier confusion user in this Kanto Cup. And we're able to take that game there. Good game. Lickitung into Hypno. Very positive lead once again. We want to make sure that we maintain alignment here. Out comes a Lapras, and I'm immediate on the Hypno response here. Let's see how this matchup plays out instead of the Blastoise matchup. So Ice Shard is not hitting for near as much damage as the Water Gun pressure was from Blastoise. And because they shielded, I can comfortably shield as well. But if they did not shield, they could have taken me to that awkward 1-0 shield scenario that the Blastoise took me to in one of the previous games. They're going to double shield, totally fine by me, because I can still maintain switch advantage here. In the 2 shield, Shadow Hypno is able to take this no problem. I will get to another Thunder Punch. And I will be farmed by their Hypno. If they have Focus Blast, that's a little concerning. But we're just going to bring out the Lickitung anyways. In the back is a Machamp. And they will be able to get to the Rock Slide here. Very scary in the 0 shield. Shadow Machamp can totally take this matchup because it outpaces. But I can easily get to this Body Slam before the Machamp reaches the Cross Chop. The Machamp will go down. And then this is going to be very close. But as long as this Hypno is not running Focus Blast, we're looking good. They did have a pretty big energy advantage though. So I'm thinking that I need to go for Power Whip here since I'm only going to be able to get to 1 move. Power Whip does slightly more damage than Body Slam. We land the Power Whip and then we're able to lick down the Hypno and barely take that game there. Good game. Lickitung into Lapras. Fairly neutral lead here, but we do have the Power Whip 2-hit for super effective damage on the Lapras. Now most Lapras will build up to a potential Skull Bash, which it does take 8 Ice Shards on the first cycle to get to a Skull Bash. They end up shielding my Power Whip, so I had a feeling this might be Skull Bash. I do shield it, and it is the Skull Bash, so that's a huge shield. It only takes 7 Ice Shards on the second cycle to get to a Skull Bash. So I'm keeping track of their energy. They catch on their Lickitung. Nice play. I did not even realize that happened, but I'm able to match this Lickitung up with my Pidgeot. The licks are double resisted here, but in the 0 shield scenario, this becomes a little bit awkward for the Pidgeot. I want to ideally set myself in a scenario where I can farm them down and have energy stored coming out of this. So it looks like if I commit no shields in that matchup and throw Feather Dance right away, we're able to achieve that. Out comes the Lapras once again, and I believe I go straight for the Brave Bird here. Guaranteed damage. I do get a shield. That's totally fine. I bring out the Lickitung because I'm overfarmed on energy. I have a feeling this is another Skull Bash. And it is. We correctly shielded up 2 Skull Bashes this game. That's 150 energy that went shielded. So really good use of shields. Gonna swap my Hypno, get an energy advantage. And in the back is their own Hypno, but we do not have Shadow Ball. So I need to throw before they get to Shadow Ball in case I potentially lose that CMP tie. All I can go for are these punches here. I'm really hoping they don't have Shadow Ball. But they do, and I barely survive. I'm able to get to this Thunder Punch here. And once again, my Lickitung is going to have to clean up the situation here. I will be able to survive this punch no problem, and then the Body Slam should be lethal on the Hypno at this health range. Oh, it did that little stutter glitch again where it starts me in the charge move animation minigame very, very quickly there. Good game. Lickitung into Primeape. Really bad lead, but we have 2 better responses for this. Gonna go into my Hypno. It's met with the Lapras. We know that we can flip switch advantage in the 2 shield scenario here, and Primeape, unlike Machamp, does not have access to Rock Slide. So aligning my Pidgeot on that would be really good. I no shield the first Surf, but I do really want switch advantage. So I will shield and then I believe try to farm down here because they let that Thunder Punch go through. So just like that, we're able to flip switch. That's really good for us. And out comes a Snorlax, and the game does not allow me to throw my charge moves. It does that glitch where the bottom half of my screen becomes unresponsive, and even though I'm clicking on the charge move buttons, no damage goes off. So that's very, very frustrating. I anticipate the swap on the Primeape here, and I end up shielding this move. and able to farm the Primeape down. They only have the Snorlax left, so now, because there's only one Pokemon remaining and they cannot clear their debuff, I'm going straight Feather Dance. To be honest, I was pretty frustrated in this matchup when all that energy on my Hypno went to waste and I wasn't able to get that damage off. So it felt pretty satisfying just absolutely debuffing this Snorlax into oblivion. They're trying to lick me down, but there's no way they're going to be able to. I swap into my Lickitung. At this point, they have to land 3 superpowers to knock me out, and there's just no way they're going to have enough health or energy to be able to do that. So we will be able to clean up this game, and flipping switch advantage with the Hypno safe swap was very, very nice there. Good game. Lickitung, okay, Alolan Sandslash in the lead has really been a pain for this team. If they're running Shadow Claw, they have a pretty good matchup with Hypno. We know that they have a very good matchup with the Pidgeot in the back. So I'm setting myself up for a farm down with the Hypno. That way, if they bring in the Sandslash again, I do have a Fire Punch ready for it. And they do end up bringing it out. So I'm going to throw 1 Fire Punch here. There is a case to be made. I could throw Thunder Punch the first time around to scare them, but if they no-shield the Thunder Punch, that feels pretty bad. So they do end up shielding both of my moves and farming me all the way down because they have Shadow Claw. I'm going to bring out my Lickitung once again. My Pidgeot cannot see this. They land 1 Ice Punch. They have their own Pidgeot in the back. So all I need to do here... This is a tough call. They do go for Brave Bird, and I do correctly shield it up, which is good for me. Now, I got worried here. This was a really bad play on my part. I should have easily committed to the farm down here, because this would have guaranteed that I would have had energy loaded for this Sandslash and put me in a much better position. They're able to take me out, and I need to get to 2 moves here to knock out their Sandslash. They land 1 Ice Punch. I'm at the Body Slam here. Power Whip would do slightly more damage, but I'm thinking 2 Body Slams is the play. They're at another... do they have a Bulldoze? They farmed up enough to a Bulldoze, so I totally threw that game. I had to commit to the farm down with my Pidgeot. Well played from my opponent there. Hypno lead, we love to see this in the lead, and they mirror with a normal type. Anytime I see a normal type in that top right corner, I immediately go into my Pidgeot. The way that I like to play this is shield up the first move, Feather Dance, and then farm all the way down, because you leave the matchup with a lot of energy stored. So I will farm this all the way down and probably get hit by 2 more Body Slams, but that's okay because of the debuff. And we already saw Hypno, which this energy will go places against the Hypno if they opt to bring it in. We're able to farm them all the way down. Out comes the Hypno. I'm going straight for the Brave Bird here. I'm going to see what they want to do. They no-shielded, so I'm going to go into my own Hypno. I'm thinking this might be like a double lick team. And they're not throwing their moves, so I will throw a Thunder Punch here. It looks like on the CMP tie. They end up shielding. Now I'm worried that there's a fighter in the back. The fact that they're keeping their Hypno alive is really worrying me now. If it is a fighter, that's going to be really scary, because my Lickitung is not going to enjoy going up against that. Here comes another Shadow Ball most likely, and my Hypno is probably going to go down. Yes, there it is. What do I opt to bring in? The Pidgeot to get some more farm, and it is a fighter. It is a fighter. So that aggressive swap out I made really kind of made this game a lot more difficult than it needed to be. Thank goodness I was able to land the Feather Dance to get that debuff off, but having a fighter in the back was really, really scary end game, but we're still able to take that game there. Good game. Lickitung into Dragonite. This is totally fine for Lickitung. After all the lick damage, you pretty much just need to land 1 Body Slam. They catch on a Kanto Ninetales. Nice play. I don't really have a direct response to the Kanto Ninetales. They are running Fire Spin, so I'm just opting to stay in with my own Lickitung. And I get a shield there, totally fine by me. I had a feeling there's no way that they overheat me right here, and I do survive Weather Ball just barely. So I will get to another Body Slam here, potentially draw the second shield from the Ninetales, and they do opt to double shield. So I will bring in the Hypno. Hypno is a little bit tankier than the Pidgeot. It can handle this damage. They bait me with Weather Ball. Nice play. And then this is definitely the overheat. So they're going to get both of their shields back. Really well played on my opponent there. Good energy management. Out comes the Dragonite. This should just be a Dragon Claw. And then I'm hoping that the Thunder Punch will be able to KO the Dragonite. This will hit for neutral. Doesn't knock it out, but I'm able to farm it down with my Pidgeot. They have a Water Gun Lapras in the back. I need to get to a Brave Bird against this thing. They land the Surf. I go for the Brave Bird. Arguably, I should have thrown one more Gust before throwing this. They're going to bring in the Dragonite once again, and I'm just hoping that they're not able to get to a move. We're able to confusion them down and take that game. Well played from my opponent as well. Another Dragon type in the lead, totally fine with this, with the Lickitung. Out comes a Nidoqueen. Hypno is a pretty solid response to Nidoqueen. It's a normal Nidoqueen, and they're throwing immediately on the Poison Fang here. So I'm going to throw my Fire Punch and try to get rid of this Nidoqueen. I do get a shield, so that's good. This confusion will register. So do I let this go? I actually do let this go, and I barely survive. So I win that matchup with a shield remaining. Very good for me. We already saw Nidoqueen, so I'm wondering what could be in the back. They're very weak to a Lapras lead right now. So I just go into the safe play of Lickitung and gonna throw these body slams and see what they want to do. It is a Blastoise in the back. So we do have access to Power Whip here. I'm staying in. I will shield up this Hydro Cannon. And then I end up going for a Body Slam bait here. I want to guarantee that I can get this Power Whip damage off. I do get the shield there. I can make it to this Power Whip now. I believe I do shield this Hydro. I want to get this damage off. But I don't think this Power Whip is going to KO. So I probably swap my Pidgeot to try to farm this down. They don't get to another move. And then I can safely farm down that Dragonair and take the game. One more battle for the video, folks. Shadow Machamp lead really bad. Gonna go into Hypno. It is met by their own Hypno, and I don't have Shadow Wall. I can't believe that someone would mirror swap their Hypno onto mine when I'm up energy like that. That's pretty surprising. So I'm gonna go for a Thunder Punch. They no-shield it. Oh my goodness. Feels bad. I really need to win switch advantage here though, or set myself up for a scenario where I can really farm down this Hypno a lot with my Lickitung. But at this point, I'm committed to trying to win switch. I will commit both shields here. But as we know, Pidgeot in the zero shield against Shadow Machamp, that is a scary situation because they have access to Cross Chop, or they have access to Rock Slide. They end up double shielding, and I'm able to get to another punch here. So I'm still able to maintain switch advantage, but they're going to be able to farm with whatever they bring in. It's a Shadow Claw, Kanto, or Alolan Sandslash again. Man, this thing has been the death of me. I'm waiting for the swap. There's the Machamp. I need to get as much gust damage off on this Machamp as possible. Here comes the Rock Slide for sure. They're actually running payback. So I'm able to farm them down, and now my Lickitung needs to finish off this Alolan Sandslash here. It is running Shadow Claw, so it's doing almost no damage to me with its fast moves, but it does have a lot of energy stored. So I'm farming up here. I'm thinking that maybe one Body Slam and one Power Whip should hopefully be enough damage to take this thing out. So I'm going to throw the Body Slam right here and gauge how much damage this does. And then I'm thinking that the Power Whip is going to be the play here. So I throw the Power Whip. And this Sandslash barely survives. I'm able to lick it down and take that game. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you appreciate the content. And I'll see you all in the next video.